This is where we spark change, ignite hope, and empower you to take control. It's time to rewrite the script. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Rewriting the Script. I'm your host, Sasha, and this is where we spark change, ignite hope, and empower you to take control. So on today's episode, we got my homegirl, Ebony.
What's going on? Hey, y'all.
You want to introduce yourself?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so Ebony here. She's a model. She's a producer. She's a stylist. What else? What don't this girl do? She do a lot. But today we're going to be talking about dating. And just like how dating teaches you, it changes you. When the wrong time to date. Well, when you know what we feel is the wrong time to date. And so let's just get to the topic. What do you feel like dating has taught you about yourself?
Yeah, dating has taught me that I do like boundaries. For real. Like, I really just go off my feelings. So, you know how we are. We girls. So we
Right.
always go off how we feel in that moment or whatever. But it's time to put a stop to that. Well, I had to start to put a stop to that and just really put my foot down in certain situations. If I don't like that, or if I don't, want to experience certain situations, things, I just, take myself out of it. So,
okay,
definitely taught me that about my boundaries. What I like and don't like. I say everybody should get out there and date because it definitely gets you a taste and feel of how you want to be dated.
Right.
What experiences that you want to have, like get you going in that area or whatever. So, and you can't say you want 5-star this and all that other stuff if you've never had those experiences. So, and if nobody has ever gave you that, so
right.
So when you finally get it, it's gonna feel like, oh shoot,
Right.
So that's why I feel like it's important to definitely date yourself.
Yeah, I think for me, it's brought out. I think for me, it's a lot of ugliness, like about myself. I don't want to say calling myself ugly, but meaning like internally, a lot of the things that I was struggling from. You know what I'm saying? That I never really knew, like codependency, anxious attachment, me learning I got abandonment issues.
Heavy on abandonment issues.
Yeah.
I experienced stuff like that too.
Man. And then I'm gonna say the good part that it made me realize about myself is how, like, a certain area of how I wanted to be treated versus, like, the other person planning the dates, doors being open.
Yeah, that's why I say it's important to date, because if you dated somebody, so we both been in like long-term relationships. Like, my relationship, that the longest relationship I've been in was like 8 years. So, and that was my high school sweetheart. So,
right.
I'm not to put fault on him or anything. It's not, we were kids.
Yeah.
So growing up or whatever, our experiences didn't grow up, and then we had a child. So
Yeah.
it was just like all right, now you got to be grown.
Yeah.
And I was growing the situation, but some people wasn't growing in the situation, so then you had to get out of it. But just, getting out into the dating world after that was like, whoa, but shout out to people I did date. They gave me some great experiences and whatever. The person I dated after my being in a long-term relationship, it was like he listened to everything I was saying, like, just hear me out, listen to everything I was saying. I guess I would just vent. So
Yeah.
But yeah, and our first date, he took me on everything. He took me to do everything I said I didn't do. And that was like, that turned my dating style. Like, all right, I can't say nothing less than this now.
Right. Right.
You gotta open the door. You gotta do this. You gotta give me flowers.
Yeah.
And it really, and shout out to him. That's what I took to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that elevated my dating style and made me ask for more and demand more.
Right.
And when you don't settle for less, weed out the BSers.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that, because it helps you set a higher standard for yourself as well, because it's like you see, okay, this person you see what you worth being treated like. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you feel like, oh, like if you never had it and then you experience, you're like, oh, it is somebody out here that'll give me this type of treatment that I want.
Yeah, so
I'm
now
not
I'm
selling
not
it.
selling it for
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Like,
not selling it for less. You know what
and
I'm
then when you
saying?
go on when you date other people, and it's gonna get your level up here now. Like,
Yeah,
oh, he opened the door for me. This gonna be the last date.
yeah.
Like, if
Or
you,
yeah, I was about to say it helps you too. You not gonna accept the bare minimum.
yeah, definitely,
Like you gonna
never.
know, oh yeah, he ain't walking me on the right side of the street. Like no, I don't
Yeah, he
like
keep
that.
walking ahead of me. I
Or
literally stopped
yeah,
talking to somebody because they walked ahead of me the whole day. Like,
yeah.
what?
Or even
Yeah,
like
make sure I'm safe. Like, you didn't even look back to see where I was at. Nothing. But
yeah,
everybody's
look at you
different
sideways
thing,
for that.
and some people are used to certain things, and some women let guys do certain things, so they be thinking that's okay.
Yeah,
So you gotta let it be known, like, nah, this
yeah,
ain't. You cool though. You cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think that you like so you said you was with your high school sweetheart. Do you feel like you didn't know what dating was like until after that, like what it should look like
Yeah,
until
100%.
actually after that?
100%. I didn't know what that. You get the idea. You see music and movies and all that stuff. So I had
Yeah.
an idea of what it looked like, but we was together for so long. I was just so used to our situation. You get comfortable. Everybody
Yeah.
get comfortable. Being with somebody, you get comfortable, and that's what That's what it is. It's my dog. Y'all become more
Mm-hmm.
friends than anything.
Yeah.
So we was
Especially
cool
when
and comfortable in that. So I didn't get my first taste of dating, and he has to do this and that, and
yeah.
5-star restaurants and all that stuff until I got out of that situation,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But you know
Yeah.
that's fine. That's just because I had to experience more and did to up my standards.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So do you feel like all right, so I'm about to ask you this question. Do you feel like dating it has to be a 5-star restaurant or they have to take you
No.
somewhere luxury
Mm-mm.
or
Nope.
so
Nope.
like what is your like if somebody don't got a lot of money, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they want to plan a date, you know what I'm saying? Like what is your idea? Like what would you settle for? I don't want to say settle, but like what would you be okay with?
All right, sure, we can do anything. We can go to the park. Park is free. We got a picnic. If
Mm,
you need me to bring something, I'm a together person. Like, what you need me to bring. I'm 50-50 for real.
mm-hmm.
Not in a lot of situations, but
Oh,
in
that's
like,
a good subject.
I'm
50
definitely,
50.
oh yeah, that's a
That's
subject for
real
another.
good. That's a
That's a
real good
topic for
subject.
another day. But yeah, so like, yeah, like if you need me to grab the sandwiches to grab something or,
Mm-hmm.
bring this or that, I will. It's not a problem or whatever. But, for somebody to just plan anything for me is thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You thought about me and you planned this and you put this together, all that stuff. That's amazing to me. I don't care
Right.
about the cost, or we don't have to go to a 5-star restaurant. I love Applebee's. I love Chili's.
Yeah.
Chili's for sure. Chili's over Applebee's, honestly.
Man,
I don't know, but I
chili's
don't know.
fire.
Applebee's was slapping at the appetizers,
I was
the
about to say
barbecue
half
wings.
off.
Yeah, okay, maybe, and have the best date. I'll be there for hours till they closing.
Yeah.
It's about the vibe, the conversation, the person you with. Can they hold a
I was
conversation?
about to say,
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to always be holding the conversation,
Yeah.
holding the floor. Like, it's like, and
Mm-hmm.
then if I feel like I'm asking you more about you, are you even interested? I don't think
Yeah.
you're interested. I think you just want to hear from one thing.
Not only that too, I feel like, for me now
Mm-hmm.
that I've only had one dating experience outside of
I
my
told you
past
you need to go ahead and
relationship.
date more,
And
because and you already know why I said that. But go ahead. I'm sorry, you had the floor.
so I've only had one dating experience outside of my past situation. And I felt like the commute, like I would rather like go to like a for like a first date. Now I would rather like go to like a coffee shop or like us just go get something to drink. First of all, because I need to get as much information now from a person that I can get. Because I feel like when you plan somebody plan a fancy date and we want to do all that and you want to spend all your money, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save you money. I'm trying to save you some money. This might not work out.
No, because why you gonna deserve that experience?
I ain't saying I don't deserve it, but I also
You
don't want to
looking out
waste
for
my
his pockets
time
a
and
little bit
your
too much.
and your time.
Nope.
I just
If
don't.
I'd rather waste my time at a 5-star restaurant and
I'm
get a
okay.
good
Like
night.
take me to
It's
go
like,
get
nah,
some
this fine.
coffee. No,
Okay.
that's cool because some people, if that's what some people prefer, if
No,
that's
but
what some
yeah, no,
people prefer.
I feel you though, and I understand that because you get to know that person one on one. It's
Yeah.
like I'm here with you. It's not super expensive. This coffee was like
I'm,
$10, bro. And then 9 times out of 10, our first day we sitting talking all the time. My food getting cold.
yeah.
I'm not really eating like that.
I'm
So
laughing because a guy had asked me, he asked me out. And I was like, yeah, we could go get like some coffee. He like, dang, I can't take you go get nothing to eat. I'm like, I just rather go get some coffee because like I want to talk. You can't really talk. I don't know. Me personally, I just want to talk because you know that first day is gonna tell me if I'm really gonna keep on talking to you or not.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Yeah.
I feel like that. You know, um,
I feel you, but also don't minimize your experience trying to look out
yeah, for somebody
because
pay.
you can be like, yeah, you can still be like, hey, at least I went to ADVs, or at least I went to Chili's, or
It's
at least I
at
went
least for
to, huh?
me. I'm laughing at you about at least I
You
went
went.
to.
You can say you went. Sure, you went. Hey, I don't talk to her no more, but we had a good date. I had,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's all about experiences for real, and just say you did it.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it, because I'm not about to just be laying down, babe. We got to be doing something.
So how long did you start dating after your long, you was in your long term relationship?
Ooh. Mm. Uh,
I know it was a long time
honestly,
ago.
yeah, that was a long time ago, girl. So Amani was like 1-ish,
Mm.
around two. Yep, two, two, three, 2 3. What's going on 3 years when I started dating. So and me and him was done like around 1.5,
Oh,
2.
okay.
But you still going through your
Yeah, yeah. Trying to
yeah,
figure
yeah.
out if that's was it really done or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew it was no, I knew it was done. It's
Uh-huh.
just, you gotta lay. Sometimes you gotta pat somebody on the back and let them know like it's over, babe.
Oh,
It's
I
done.
get you.
And
Okay,
they
I
like,
get it.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, yeah,
I
no.
get you.
You know how you be done of you mentally and physically. You women we mentally leave situations first, and then
Yeah.
we the physical follow. But in that situation, we was together for so long. I'm all he knew, and vice versa. He was all I
Yeah.
know, but I wasn't scared. I'm like, yeah, I knew I wouldn't do nothing like that no
Yeah.
more. So hey,
So
it
do you
it took me a minute to do it. I wasn't ready and I was scared because I was like this. Like I said, this is the only person I knew.
mhm.
So I'm like, all right, well, but I'm like, you gotta do something, girl. You can't just
Do you feel
stay
like you
stuck.
gave yourself enough time to heal?
To heal, we
Yeah.
always healing though. But yes, I did. And then I also knew when to stop. I knew when it was too much.
Mm-hmm.
When my situation, my stuff starting to become spillage over to that situation, then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, nah, let me get this under control. Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be date. It's not fair to date somebody and you bring a drama into the situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I know I got all this drama going on, I'm not about to bring it into your world. So that's
Right.
not fair. So yeah, I just didn't date. I started dating, and I felt like I was healed in that moment, and I wasn't looking for nothing serious. So
Right.
it was just like me just getting my feet wet a little bit.
Mm.
And by that time I did heal a lot. I had spent a lot of long time. I feel like a long time by yourself is important. You don't always need somebody hitting your phone up. You don't always need somebody texting you. You always need that dude that you can call and hit up at 2, 3 in the morning. You don't always need that.
Mm.
Sometimes you need to sit by yourself, get yourself together, get you together so you
Yeah.
can get out here and date and be around. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
be around other people. That's not the right word to say it, but like just be um present. That's a
Yeah.
good word to say. Be present because when you got all this other stuff going on, you just spilling on to the next person, just spilling on to the next person, just spilling on to the next person. So fix you first.
Yeah. I had to learn that the hard way.
We all, girl, don't we all? I learned it the hard way too. Shoot, that's why I had to put that. Like, I had a great, amazing, wonderful, all those words, dating experience after my breakup with my child's father.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to put that to a close because, like I said, the other party wasn't happy. Not the person I was dating, but my child's father. So,
Okay. I get it.
yeah, and
It's
I ain't about to be bringing no drama into nobody's
yeah.
life because I wouldn't want nobody. I don't want that in my name. I'm a real person. I'm real big on character,
Yeah.
and
I started too early though.
You think you started too
Yeah,
early?
I definitely did because I started dating somebody like 6 months. I wasn't even divorced yet. I dated somebody. It was 6 months after the separation,
Mm-hmm.
and um it was new. You know what I'm saying? It was different. Also, too, it made me. This is how I discovered my self worth was like real low
Mm-hmm.
because this person was so fine, so handsome, and I just didn't think that. I'm like, this person like me. Like that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, man.
it was
I
like
felt with I've dealt with
this
internal
type
or
of dude.
insecurity, and you
Yeah,
feel
like I
like,
was.
dang,
Yeah,
I'm he this and that. But why are we seeing other people like that? We don't see ourselves like
yeah.
that.
That's what I'm
You know?
saying. Like I noticed. Like, dang, why do you? Afterwards, I had to think to myself, like, why do you feel like you can't get nobody or you don't deserve nobody
Yeah.
this,
It's about how
handsome
you see
or
yourself though.
yeah. And it was
Mm-hmm.
it helped me realize, like, dang, you're very insecure. Like, you don't
You don't see
see
yourself
yourself
as
for who you are. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You don't think yourself is
Cause he seen
beautiful.
something in Sasha that
And
he liked.
yeah,
And Sasha was like, who me?
because because I'm like it was just it was new
Yeah,
also for me
definitely
too. I
new.
haven't
Yeah.
dated, I've been with the same person for 15 years, so it was just like
Dang.
I ain't think nobody else would
15.
want
You
me,
did a
and it was
15
like,
year
hold on,
beat? Ooh,
15.
I
We
did only did 8.
we was together 5,
So
married
now
10,
to my bed.
and baby was I wrong when I thought when then nobody else was gonna want me.
You okay? You get out in these streets and
Yeah,
they see, oh wait, y'all was waiting at the door.
but
So that
but no, yeah. So I got my feet wet. I started dating this person, and we was kicking it heavy. Like, like I was telling you before, I've got dating experience that I never, experienced. And as we were going into it, long story short, when things ended, it was like, dang,
man, the
you not
situationships hurt,
healed.
bro.
Yeah, it was like,
I said the
dang.
situationships hurt.
Yeah, I
They
was
hurt the
like,
worst.
you didn't do no type of healing, bro. It was like that was a void for me. And I'm not saying like, oh, I was using him to get from the feelings of my ex or whatever, because I really did like this person. I really did care about this person. Like, I created a big emotional attachment to this person,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just the wrong time, first of all, because being open and honest and transparent about it, we both wasn't untied from our last situations, meaning we wasn't
That's
divorced.
another thing too.
We
People.
both were like going through a divorce at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, you shouldn't be dating until at least I'm gonna say I feel like that. Some people disagree, but now I do feel like people shouldn't date until you are officially divorced, because you never know, a person might go back to that person, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's feelings involved. But I feel like you need to make sure all ends is tied,
Yeah,
everything is
definitely.
just
P's and
it's crossed
Q's,
out,
the
yeah,
I's is
before
dotted,
you start
T's is
dating.
crossed, maybe okay,
Yeah,
because yeah, I also dealt with a situation to where the person wasn't really done with their ex or
yeah,
whatever. They say they are, but it don't really be happening like that.
yeah. And then you build in trauma, what I'm saying. One thing I discovered is like I was building trauma on top of trauma. So dang, now I realized, dang, I'm not even healed over my divorce yet. I didn't deal with this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to deal with this person. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah, it's
I
like
done
now I'm
built this
adding on to
trauma.
my like, oh my
Yeah,
god, I thought I was
I
doing
built
healing
this
maybe, and I'm
trauma.
not.
Yeah, and now
That's why I say
that's
that
like
healing
two.
is
It's two heart. I'm gonna say it's two heartbreaks at one
no
time,
real talk.
because like that hurt. That situation hurted more than my divorce.
No, that's what I was saying. Situationships hurt worse. I don't know. I don't know what it is about. Okay, we together, but we not. But
Yeah,
I love you, but I don't love you. But I do love you. I got
yeah.
love for you. We build a strong bond. I can't be mad when you do certain things. You can be mad when I do certain things. But
Mm-hmm.
we still be feeling the way. But it's a gray area. And then at the end, when y'all done, you just can't feel them. It's like I can't hate you, bro, because we won together. But
Yeah,
like you did me wrong, bro. You
yeah,
know you did me wrong. But it's like, did they do you wrong? Because they didn't. Nobody had a title here.
yeah.
But
That's true. But I think too, we feel like That's why it's so important to be going into things with being intentional and knowing
No,
what's the
yes,
end
baby,
game.
because I'm an intentional dater now. I
Yeah,
would not get into
we can't.
another.
We be just out here
Hold on, let
dating
me
a
check.
date.
I'm about to talk into. I would not get into another situationship. I repeat, I will not get into another situationship again, baby. Okay,
You say you learned your lesson, huh?
that is not for me. Ever. Please don't come my way
Yeah.
thinking you about to get into one with me because it's not gonna happen. I want a husband.
I about to say God didn't create situations.
That is not in the Bible.
No.
And
It's
those will
not.
keep you stuck longer and
Yeah,
more
for
hard,
sure.
more feelings, more all this stuff because it's not. It's just all you in the gray area the whole time. You're not in nothing solid. And I'm a person that likes stability. I like solid things. You gotta let me know what is what, baby. I don't like nothing in the air. I don't like going with the flow no more. I can't do that. I did enough flows. I'm done going.
Yeah.
No, baby, where you lead me? You taking me nowhere? Oh, out of here.
Yeah.
You're out of here, buddy. You're out.
But I can say, like, I'm glad I did get that experience. Like, even though, I grasp up and down. Like, when I first met this person, I'm like, dang, the guy sent this person to me.
I know. I was telling her. I was like,
I was
Sasha.
like, I
What
just
I
knew.
say? I was like, Sasha. Yeah, like, I'm like, that's cute, but
I just
yeah,
knew.
I was scratching my head. Yeah, yeah, that's cute, Sasha. But let me
And at
tell
the end of
you,
the day,
baby,
I
that
had to
is
say,
not gonna be
baby,
the
none of
one.
that was true.
You was
No,
like, but I
no.
don't know, but I like
Yeah.
him. I said, I know he likes you too, but
But yeah, that was just unhealed.
trauma
Me
bonding,
just, yeah, because
technically.
I didn't sit there and deal with my emotions. I didn't process my emotions. I didn't process my feelings, and I didn't get a chance to, um, like I said, deal what I needed to deal with because and also it prolonged my healing
Yeah,
further.
a
It
little bit too, because but also everything happened for a reason. God do not make any mistakes, bro, like at all. So we be feeling like don't harbor that guilt of like I should have, woulda, should, coulda, shoulda,
Yeah, no, for sure.
because you have to go through that to look who you are now
Yeah,
from both situations.
I feel
So
like he definitely like, like I learned a lesson from it. It was, even though that's like I said, I always now I stand on I made that choice.
mhm,
That's not a choice that he made for me. I made that choice.
mhm,
But also he can turn my bad choices
it's a good.
into good, you know what I'm saying?
It's all about how you looking at it, your
You
perspective.
do gotta deal with like
Deal with your consequences.
yeah, you still got to deal with the consequences because I begged, like, let me tell you, I begged and I cried. Like, I wanted that pain to just go away so bad.
It hurt.
And I just felt like God saying, like, nope,
You
you
know,
got
it's
to
like that
feel, you know
guy
what I'm
that
saying?
fall in the
Like,
crates
yeah,
when he
like,
be hurting, like, oh,
yeah, like, no, like, I'm not going to take the pain away from you, but I'm
you
going to
gotta
sit
feel
here
this,
with you
baby.
through, yeah, I'm going to sit with you through it. You get what I'm saying?
But you gotta sit
And
with what you put yourself through. It ain't if it's never
yeah,
it's we like to that's another thing. We always like to tend to point the finger at other people, but like, no,
or at the
baby, nobody
enemy.
held your hand and told you
Everything,
to
or
stay
at the
there.
enemy. Everything is the enemy.
Yeah,
Everything is the
everything is the
enemy.
devil. Everything
Yeah.
is the enemy. Everything is somebody else's fault. But sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and know that you also made a choice to be there. You made a choice to sit in it. You
Yeah.
made a choice to keep going. You made a choice to go back. All that.
Yeah.
Like, everything is always you. So um always look outside of the situation,
Yeah.
outside of yourself.
Accountability.
I'm an outside of myself person. I
Mm-hmm.
always look at situations from both ends, and I see why. Sometimes we like, dang, I see why you got played, girl. You was.
Go. So see what I got played. Go, man.
Not that I deserve it. I ain't say I deserve it, but I
Yeah.
see it. It's like, oh yeah. But you gotta see it and learn from it. Don't continue to make the same mistakes because then did
Yes.
you learn? You didn't learn
Because I
nothing.
almost made it again.
All right, okay. But
I
that's a
almost
part
made it
of it,
again,
like, and
but
that's what it means. Like God be
yeah.
giving you little tests to see if you really grew. Did you really pass? And if you gonna pass your tests, you gonna feel it.
Yeah,
Did you
facts.
grow for real? Do you like toxic situations or are you done with toxic
Ooh.
situations for real? And then you meet a guy that's like hitting all the green flags, all the checking all the things, checking all the things. Then boom, one day he show you that one flag that's higher than all the green ones, and you like, but
Harder.
all the 20 green flags he checked off, bro. Like I could probably look past this one.
Yeah.
Nope. So you look down like, all right,
Facts.
bet. All right, I'm gonna show you I should never look past that red flag.
Yeah. That's true. Definitely true. I like it's just like how we was talking about, when you was like, that's why you gotta get out here and date, blah blah blah. And so after my last situation ship, I didn't want to call that. situation.
It was a
But it
situationship,
was
baby.
after I got out of that, I had decided that I was going to stop dating. I was going to take a break, you know what I'm saying? And I needed to do that for me because I honestly needed to have no distraction.
It's
Dating
definitely
is a distraction
it's a
for me,
distraction.
even currently. I cannot work on the things that I need to work on and date somebody at the same time. No.
I've learned that about myself
Yeah.
also, and that's another thing. Dating teaches you about yourself too.
Yeah.
That nah, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, bro. I got like 10 other things I need to be working on that I really need to get off the floor. I need to get my credit right. I need to, find a new job. I need to spend more time with my kids, or
Yeah.
it'd be like 10 other things I need to do besides going. That's
Yeah.
how I think. That's personally how. That's my way of thinking about it. But
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
And when I first did it, it was so uncomfortable because I didn't want to sit in my loneliness. And
Mm-hmm.
we try to run from that. And instead of, you know what I'm saying, things gonna feel uncomfortable at first.
It's always uncomfortable in the
But if
beginning.
you don't sit in something,
Yeah, you
you know
gotta
what I'm
sit
saying,
past it.
you're never gonna be able to sit in it because you're always gonna try to distract yourself from a feeling, whether
Mm-hmm.
that's loneliness, whether that's when you feel sad, pain, any type of pain. We
But
don't like pain.
you gotta
Pain
look
is
at
like
it.
not, we always want pleasure. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And I mean like happiness, joy. We always want to feel those things. And the moment we get on some any kind of discomfort, we try to run from that feeling. But no, you have to sit in it.
yeah.
Why? Because that's gonna come up. It's gonna come up later. No matter what, that feeling's gonna come up. So sit in it. Sit
Mm-hmm.
in your loneliness. Learn to enjoy your own company. Learn
And it's
to read
uncomfortable
a
in the
book.
beginning.
Read a book. Watch a show you like.
Take yourself to your restaurant that you've been trying to beg
Yeah.
Joe and them to take you
Start
to.
dating
Just take yourself,
yourself.
baby.
Anything. Let me tell you.
And then when I
Anything.
take yourself out, baby, I'll be getting my meal paid for because I'm here by myself.
Yeah, that
Nobody.
too. But anything that you're looking for somebody else to give you, you can give yourself. That's something that I realized, and I taught myself is that I want flowers, I can go out and buy myself flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go out to eat, I don't need nobody to take me out to eat. Yeah, I would like somebody to take out. I would like somebody to take me out to eat. I can take myself out to eat. I can get dressed up, get some makeup on, put on a cute dress, and I can go out to a nice dinner by myself. Enjoy your own company. If you don't know how to enjoy your own company, how somebody else gonna enjoy you? That's just
Yeah.
that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very uncomfortable for me at first, but that helped me
You was
to
with somebody
start
for
to
15 years.
yeah,
That is a
girl.
lot. That's 15 years worth of uncomfortable. Like that's how I felt. That's how I was thinking about my situation. Like because I've been single for a long time, and I feel like I've been single as long as I was in a relationship. But I needed that.
Yeah,
I needed these years of singleness to see. That was 8 years of me not knowing who I was outside of
yeah,
a person. Like
yeah.
that person was with me from high school. Like that's a long time. Like you know what I'm saying. So I had to figure out what I liked and what I wanted, and
Yeah.
my activities and all that stuff, and that leads you to all different paths,
Yeah,
all
most
different
definitely.
places.
I just feel like too, we think we need some. We're in a culture where everybody, idolize relationships and marriages,
I
and
think the world is really headed that.
you
Well,
have
now
to.
they on the hate train of men versus women train
I
where we
don't
all
even
need each
want to
other,
talk.
but that's
Yeah,
another conversation
I was
for
about to say I
another
don't even want
story,
to talk about that because
another time.
those discussions really just.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
But we're in a the time where everybody feel like you need somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm when I say you need somebody, you feel like you need to be in a relationship. Like singleness, I've learned to enjoy my singleness. And singleness is not as bad as y'all make it seem because y'all be on the internet just saying how horrible it is to be by yourself. And you know why? Because you make it horrible to be by yourself.
That's because they're miserable themselves
Fine,
and they
that's what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
themselves. That
That's what I'm
anybody that say
saying.
that don't know who they are. So that's the step you got to start. Well, okay, well, who are
Yeah,
you? What
get
do
to
you
know
like? When you start
yourself.
asking, like, what do you like? Well, I don't know. It's like, well, okay, that's where you start.
Right.
Start finding out what do you
Yeah.
like? What do you enjoy? I like the color. I like to do this. So I started doing things. I literally started doing anything that my child self would love,
Yeah.
like coloring and dancing. I remember, okay, one thing I did after my breakup, I literally started doing everything I wanted to do or I used to enjoy
Yeah.
outside of before I even met my baby dad, like dancing. I signed up for a dance class, girl. I ain't dancing forever. Like it was like a heels class or something like that too. And I was so uncomfortable. I was by myself. I was doing everything that I was scared to do, but I'm like, I was forcing myself out there to do it because it's like I was tired of calling people. Everybody was too busy. It was like, okay, girl, go. You're gonna miss out on these experiences because you waiting for somebody else. Just go. No, and when I tell you I went, I seen somebody I knew there, and I had so much fun. And then that sparked me doing. I'm like, okay, well, if I did that, all right, let me see what else I can do. So I just started filling my agenda up with different things. And
bro, go find you something to do. That's what you gotta do. Literally, go find you something
to do. I swear, I've been the happiest.
This lady told me one day, like, because like a lot of people don't know, but like before my divorce this time, I went through a separation, like my 5 year. In my 5 year of marriage, kind of like the same situation happened. But it was like then I was fighting for it. Like it was like couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I was literally fighting for
you. Was fighting like going up that mountain. Yeah, like
I was literally fighting for it, or whatever. Anyways, during that time, I met this lady, and she told me, get a life. Ooh. And she was like, no, but real, no, I needed to hear it like that. Literally, real. I needed to hear it like that because real. I was really like soaking in misery, and I was like, just not doing nothing. I was just worried about what this man was doing instead of like, and she was like,
girl, go color.
She had to tell me like, no, and she really had to tell me like, she told me I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. She like, but get a life. She like, go do something with yourself.
Yeah. Like you literally, and that's another thing too important about dating too. You're going to, in intentional dating, have a life outside of that person, bro. So you ain't looking forward or
say it again,
checking
please.
Your phone every 2 seconds to see if they text you back or be upset that somebody didn't call you or text you in a timely manner. But if you had a life, baby, outside of that, you wouldn't be worried.
No, because
you would not be worried.
Oh, I'm glad you just said that, bro.
Because I'll be busy. I'm a busy woman.
I was about to say,
and I don't have time to be constantly texting or constantly on the phone with somebody. And I don't. That's another reason why I'm not dating right now too, because I don't have the time to constantly be at every, to keep checking in with somebody and then or they feeling the way. I'm saving everybody's feelings right now because I don't want that on me or on nobody else. That's too much, and that's too much pressure. And I feel like we as women do that to guys too.
I'm so glad you said that because I wasn't the type of person that I didn't have a relationship outside of my husband. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, you know what I'm saying? I would be like, oh, y'all, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Or I turn things down. You know what I'm saying? Like I was very codependent in my marriage. You know what I'm saying? And if I wanted to go do something, I would ask him like, you want to go, such, and he would like, no, and I'll be like bummed out about it, and I still wouldn't go. Like I missed out on a lot of fun. I literally missed out on like a lot of fun things or opportunities. Because I was codependent in a relationship and I didn't want to do things on my outside, by myself. But that was another insecurity as well because I was so worried about what he was doing.
You was trying to make sure you wanted him in your eyesight at all times. I know he ain't cheating on me because he here.
And I was about to say, a lot of that had to do with the
meanwhile he still is. He in the bathroom like
I was like, no, but seriously, like a lot of that had to do with the infidelity that I had experienced, and it triggered me to be, like that. Like, oh well,
it would trigger anybody.
Yeah, and like that's not healthy. If you got to sit there and watch your partner's every move, and you can't do nothing outside your partner because you want to track them, you just don't need to be with the person. You know what I'm saying? And I know that now. Like, and back then, I didn't know no better.
Dang, Sasha, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was bad.
I would have been like, girl, give me that phone.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was very, very bad. And I ain't ashamed to say it.
But you also was, shielded in that, and you kept a lot of that to yourself. We didn't know.
I was about to say, a lot of people didn't know like things that
we didn't know things got bad until they got bad.
Yeah,
and it's like, hold on, wait. It was like a some music playing and the DJ cut. Yeah, like, hold on, wait.
And I was just the type of person I'm gonna protect my. I was protecting my spouse. Like I didn't want him to be seen, and that and also too. My mindset was, I'm staying. I'm not gonna go keep complaining to people about what somebody's doing, and I'm not leaving. Girl, I'm staying with my man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that's not healthy.
That's not healthy.
That's not healthy
because
either.
You also need an outlet too.
Yeah,
You don't
because
want to keep dealing with
I
something.
went through so much, like, and like you just said, nobody knew I was going through that because I kept so much built up, inside. And I think that's why it was so hard. Like in the end, first of all, a divorce is hard anyways. But not only that, it was just like pain on top of pain. It all came out at one time.
It was a hundred weight. Yeah.
It felt
Wait,
like
am
I
I
got hit
hearing
by a
this right?
bus.
What year? Hold on.
Yeah.
What year is this?
So
We
keep
in 20. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
no.
also
Sasha, you was acting like you was.
no, for real. And also too, I think what hurt the most is, you stay with somebody, you stay by their side, you wanted it to work, and then for them to walk out on you,
Yeah,
when they were the cause of the thing, and they actually walked out on you. I think that was the
oh,
most
that's
painful.
good. That's a good point because another thing too, we as women, we used to doing the leaving, baby. We ain't used to nobody leaving us, so we be like that. That makes you kind of internalize and feel away. Like, hold on, especially if you knew they did all this wrong. Hold on, baby, you ain't supposed to be leaving me, baby. I'm leaving you. Like, and sometimes we want to go back into situations so we can do the leaving, or I don't even know what
I knew
cause us to do stuff like that.
For me, it's your work, yourself first. Like me, that's what I thought I
you
was
don't
worth.
have you don't feel like you're worth
I
anything
thought that
outside
was
of
it.
that.
I thought he was, like I said before, I thought that was the only person that was gonna want me. I thought that was it. I was with him since the 12th. I've been knowing, him since I was 14. I was with him since the 12th grade. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew. Literally. So
it's a world, baby.
Yeah, it's like your world come crumbling down. It's like,
no, really, especially with the codependency. I know that was a lot for that, the codependency, like because like you said, you've been knowing him since then, and that's all you knew.
Yeah, and then knowing.
So I know it was just very scary to get into the dating world, and you didn't know if it was hard to trust people, like seeing you, and somebody seeing you outside of the person you was with for that many years. It's like I don't even.
Yeah, no, definitely that. And then one thing, like during this time too, made me notice about myself. And I even told my therapist, like, I figured it out. It was like, I just want somebody to see me. I want to feel seen. And that's what it was. It was like a person. I felt like somebody was seeing me. You know what I'm saying?
Seeing me outside of me having to perform for them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we feel like we have to perform for people to do stuff. Or, like, let me go do this. I can do, it's like, no, you don't have to do none of that for somebody to really like you or somebody to really mess with you.
You gonna know.
You gonna know.
Yeah.
Dang, you ain't gotta do nothing extra. You ain't gotta go buy that gift. You ain't gotta go buy that thing. You ain't gotta go.
Yeah, if a person mess with you, they gonna mess with you, and
Yeah.
that's it, And I just know you gotta know yourself. And I know myself now.
I'm getting that tatted. I mean, know thyself.
You have to know yourself, and I know myself, and that's the reason why. Like I said,
was my moving. That's like my life motto. Know yourself. When you know yourself, everything in life makes sense. Like literally everything in life makes sense. Because and it's gonna put heavy on your boundaries. Oh no, And you see yourself in a certain light. I don't know. I see myself in a certain light, so I know certain experiences I'm not gonna put myself. I know situations I'm not even gonna put myself.
That's what I was about to say. You know your limits.
Yeah.
You know what you can and can't touch.
Yeah. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can go, what I can get. I know when I can't get. I know all that. Like I know me. I know what I'm. Yeah.
And that's why I've been setting, like, now boundaries are so important to me now, even with other people, because I'll tell you, like, yeah, no, I can't do that because I know me. You know what I'm saying? I
that's
know
why
if
I'm never doing
into this space, I'm capable of doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's why I'm not doing another situationship, babe. Because I know me, and that is not for me. I'm a lover girl, and I don't want to be guessing. I don't want to be guessing. I don't want to be knowing or like, what he doing, bro? Like, is he ain't even text me back. I wonder if he said he was going out tonight, but watching his story, he would. Like he would. Yeah, like no, that is too much. And that I didn't like my emotional state at that. I didn't like my mental state at that. I didn't like none of that. And it's like,
that's the
why am I feeling all of this stuff for somebody that can't even make it a solid situation, bro? Like he can't even tell you if it's
they emotionally available.
Yeah, dating somebody. Oh my god, dating somebody emotionally available, unavailable, emotionally unavailable person is
yeah.
You might as well be dating a brick wall, babe. Yeah, you holding hands, you are admiring them, and you just like, girl, let me text. Let me get my mood pro after this when I leave here.
Yeah, dog.